Hey, this is Al Steele from SteelKnuckle.com, and these are the 10 biggest mistakes that guys make in a street fight. Mistake number 1, you panic or you hesitate. What I mean by this is that if someone's being aggressive towards you, somebody's wants to start a fight with you, they may be pushing you around or they're fighting you, they maybe jump out at you, and you don't know what's happened. Now, what you used to do is you just stand there and you think, what does this guy want? What is he doing? Is he going to hurt me? Has he got friends with him? And you don't make any kind of decision. You just sit there, you get these thoughts going over and over in your head at 100 miles an hour, and you do nothing. What that means is that instead of running, instead of fighting back, instead of defending yourself, you do absolutely nothing. So you lose the fight before it's even begun. Mistake number 2, using the sucker punch. Now, what is the sucker punch? The sucker punch is the punch you see in all the movies, you see it in boxing matches, in fights all the time. It's this big right hand haymaker, or if you're left-handed, a big left hand haymaker. It's a big swinging punch, it takes a lot of energy, and it's slow. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, the chance of you actually hitting someone with a sucker punch are about 1 in 10. So by the time that you've hit someone, you'll be puffed out. You won't have any energy left. I see a lot of the time in fights, especially on the streets, when guys come in with these big right and left-handers, and after 20 seconds they may have thrown 5 or 6 punches and they're completely puffed out. They don't want to fight anymore. Not because they're no longer scared or they're no longer angry. It's because they haven't got any energy left. Now, if you can use a different kind of punch, something that's short, sharp, and accurate, and creates a lot of power, then you shouldn't have to use the sucker punch. Don't use the sucker punch. It's a waste of time. Mistake number 3, you don't take precautions. Now, whenever you're in a fight or whenever you're in a violent discussion or argument, the last thing you want to do is doing what everyone else does. Puffing out your chest, putting your head out like that. That just exposes the center line, which is the line right down the front of your body where all your vital organs are. Your groin is the most vulnerable areas of your body are. That's the worst part of your body that you could give to your attacker. What you want to try and do is, get your guard up. Don't stand with your hands down, your body open. Stand side on. Give yourself a low profile. Put your hands up so you can create some distance, so that even if the guy who's attacking you is a lot bigger than you are, they won't be able to hit you because you'll be standing further back. These are really important things. If you don't do this in a street fight, you can be taken by surprise. If you do at least have your guard up, then you can at least protect yourself. Mistake number 4, punching with your fist instead of your palm. Now, you might be thinking, who punches with their palm? Nobody punches with their palm. Everyone punches with their fist. I mean, in the movies you see people punch with their fist, boxers punch with their fist. Why should you punch with your palm? Well, if you knew anything about punching someone, if you've ever punched someone before, you've ever hit your hand or something like that, you would know that any kind of force, even a slight force, will break your fist. If you hit someone hard enough to knock them to the ground or knock them out, you will have seriously messed up your fist. You'll have broken fingers, broken everything. When you think about boxers, how they use punches, they don't go in with just some gloves. They get tape around their knuckles, they tape them really tight together, so it's a really tight fist. And that's because they move around less and they're more like a solid sort of mass. They also have big thick protection, big gloves, so that when they hit someone, it doesn't hit them with the same kind of force. But the problem is they still break their knuckles in boxing. A lot of boxers always end up breaking their knuckles. Now, if you think about that, if you're punching someone with your bare fist, bone against bone, you're seriously going to mess up your hand. What you want to do is to use your palm. This area here of your palm, it's like the heel of your palm. Now, this is like a large area. It's got some flesh there, so it gives you some protection. It's large, so there's less chance of you missing. If you hit someone, you're going to hit the entire side of their face. And the other advantage is it's not these little fingers, not these individual little bones that can break easily. Your palm is a lot better to hit within your fist. Mistake number 5, thinking that it takes muscle and size to win a fight. Now, this doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense. You would think that if someone's big, if someone's strong, then they have a big advantage in a fight. Now, this isn't true. Of course, in a lot of sort of combat sports, in a lot of controlled sports, sometimes the bigger you are, the taller you are, or the more muscle you have, you've got a much better chance of winning in that event. But when you think about it, street fighting in particular, there are no rules. So when you think about maybe combat sports like K1 or mixed martial arts, there's lots of strikes that you can't use in there, and that's because a lot of strikes that you can use in a street fight can actually kill someone. So when you're up against someone that's much bigger than you, there are strikes that you can use that would still affect anyone, no matter how big they are, how strong they are, how tough they are. You hit them in certain areas, they'll all react the same. Another thing with being big, with being strong, the more muscle you have, the more weight you have, the slower you are, the harder it is for you to throw punches. You can't run as fast, you can't move as fast. And now if you think about someone who's small, someone who's agile, they can duck around a lot, they can throw very fast punches, they can create a lot of impact as well, because remember that if someone's throwing a big swinging punch, they're just going to be swinging. All that energy is going to be in descending their fist in traveling. But if you think about someone that's small, someone that can punch fast, it's going to create a lot of impact rather than just a lot of force. Now that's going to knock someone out, and that's a lot more useful in a street fight.